Greetings humans, Saiyans, and Navics. Welcome back to Crawford Farms Entertainment. Today we examine what would happen if Goten attended UA, the famous superhero training school where Izuku Midoriya, also known as Deku, attends. Goten is an interesting character for many reasons and was extremely mischievous as a child. He and Trunks got into all kinds of trouble. As the team we were introduced to in the latest Dragon Ball Super movie, he is now taller and leaner. He still hasn't quite gained full control of his powers, but many would argue he has the potential to be even stronger than his older brother Gohan, and may be the true successor to his father's Ultra Instinct. As far as Deku, he resides in a universe where 80% of the population possesses extraordinary powers known as quirks. Izuku Midoriya found himself among the 20% minority who were born quirkless. Despite this setback, Izuku's unwavering determination to become a hero surpasses his genetic limitations. His relentless drive catches the attention of All Might, the world's greatest hero, who decides to bestow his quirk upon Izuku. With his newfound power, Izuku embarks on a journey to fulfill his dream of becoming the world's greatest hero. In a different realm, Goku yearns for his youngest son, Goten, to take his training seriously and follow in his footsteps as a powerful warrior. However, Goku's wife Chi-Chi holds a contrasting aspiration for Goten. She wants him to embrace the path of his older brother, Gohan, by becoming a scholar and traditional family man. While Goku emphasizes the importance of physical training, Chi-Chi advocates for academic pursuits. Goku, who is often seen as somewhat simple-minded, has a stroke of brilliance. Using his Ultra Instinct and using a newfound ability to travel across the multiverse via instant transmission, Goku embarks on a journey through different dimensions in search of formidable fighters to challenge. During his travels, Goku stumbles upon a unique universe where virtually everyone on Earth possessed extraordinary powers, and amazingly, there was a specialized school dedicated exclusively to these superpowered individuals. Now here comes the genius idea. Goku announced, "Chi-Chi, I want Goten to attend this private academy. It's got a super hard entrance exam, but if he gets in, it's the best school in the world." Goku had grown accustomed to a touch of deception when having discussions about training. He intentionally omitted the fact that this school resided in an entirely different universe and that its primary mission was nurturing the forthcoming generation of superheroes. Chi-Chi bubbled over with excitement upon witnessing Goku taking such an interest in Goten's academic endeavors. "Oh my, that sounds awesome. Yes indeed. When can he complete the application process? And can I tour the campus?" she said. Goku had hardly anticipated Chi-Chi agreeing so easily and had not yet devised any supplementary details to flesh out his fabrications. He found himself momentarily at a loss for words when confronted with Chi-Chi's request for a campus visit. Acting nimbly, he countered, it's actually an all-boys school, so unfortunately campus visits are not permitted for girls, like you." After rounding off his rather awkward excuse, he psychologically prepared himself for what he presumed would likely be a blistering reprimand from his wife, but much to his astonishment, she responded with, "Very well, just make sure he takes lots of pictures." On previous journeys, Goku had come across the legendary All Might, to whom he had proudly told about his son Goten. All Might had extended an offer to facilitate young Goten's entrance into UA with the provision that he potentially would train alongside Izuku. Now fast forward, it's Goten's first day of classes when Shoto Aizawa introduced a fresh face to the group. "We welcome a new student today. Please meet son Goten," he announced to the class. The room instantly descended into a palpable silence. The quiet was abruptly shattered by an outburst from Bakugo. "Who's this loser, and how did he get into our class this late in the year?" Responding calmly, Mr. Aizawa advised Bakugo, "I implore you to maintain composure. This young man is a participant in the new exchange program." When Bakugo roared back, questioning the origin of this exchange program, Mr. Aizawa, beginning to show signs of annoyance, tersely replied, "That's all the information that I can disclose right now." Izuku, who had been kept in the dark about the arrival of this Saiyan warrior, wondered to himself, "This newcomer must be very powerful. I'm curious about his quirk." His line of thought was promptly disrupted as Goten claimed the empty seat beside him. "Hey, would you mind if I sit here?" Goten inquired politely. "Certainly not," Izuku responded. The two struck up a conversation, during which Goten unveiled the training regimen agreed upon by his father and All Might. The two would meet up to spar. This would be an interesting matchup. Now, who would win? In terms of raw strength, the Saiyan had the upper hand. Let's explore Goten's physical capabilities. Goten is half Saiyan, and as a member of this warrior race, He possesses limited longevity.
They look familiar. Wait, is that?
That one is Trunks and that one is Goten.
I know it's been a while since I saw those two, but it couldn't have been that long.
Saiyans stay pretty small for a long time, till one day we suddenly hit a crazy growth spurt.
Meaning, Saiyans have evolved to remain in their physical prime for a long period of time. Their bodies remain childlike for several years before rapidly maturing. We saw the dramatic difference in his appearance at the end of Dragon Ball Super and how he appeared in the movie Dragon Ball Super Hero. Saiyans age at a much slower rate once they reach their prime, allowing them to remain youthful and battle ready for decades. However, it's important to note that after a certain age, Saiyans experience a rapid physical decline. Goten demonstrates exceptional martial arts skills despite his young age. He has mastered various techniques such as flight and ki manipulation. Ki, a form of energy that can be used defensively to strengthen the skin or create defensive shields, or offensively to launch powerful ki blasts. He possesses enhanced senses, another attribute of his heritage. His heightened senses allow him to detect small objects from afar by using his sense of smell and superhuman vision. Additionally, Goten possesses ki sensing, a skill that enables him to find others by reading and perceiving their ki energy. Another advantage that Goten possesses is a reactive power level. As a Saiyan, he experiences a continual increase in strength every time he engages in combat. This growth in power can be especially significant when he recovers from major injuries. Goten also possesses the ability to transform into a Super Saiyan. He has also mastered the fusion dance. This technique allows him to unite his strength with another individual and merge into a single being, a more powerful being. Goten also exhibits exceptional durability and resilience. He has demonstrated the ability to withstand and endure harsh temperatures. For example, he persevered and trained intensively for a 2-week period in the hyperbolic time chamber. This chamber exposes individuals to extreme temperatures ranging from -40 degrees Fahrenheit to 248 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet Goten not only survived, but also thrived in these challenging conditions. He was born with many of his abilities and has become accustomed to having them, maybe to the point where he takes his gifts for granted. With training, he could reach God-level strength, but currently has no desire to achieve such a lofty goal. Izuku, on the other hand, saw his powers as a blessing from the start and trained to make the most of them. He too has an amazing amount of potential. His smash technique would give any warrior trouble as long as he can land it without causing too much damage to himself. As much as this bout appeared to be a mismatch, Deku does have a chance. Even Goku in his base form is vulnerable. In fact, he was almost killed by a ray gun fired by one of Frieza's cowardly soldiers. So Deku has a chance against base form Goten. If he transforms to Super Saiyan or beyond, the battle may be a lost cause. Are you ready for this, Goten? Izuku asked. I suppose so, he responded. While Goten's heritage bestowed upon him virtually limitless combat potential, he hadn't committed as diligently to his training as his father, brother, or even Izuku. In terms of training and experience, he found himself at a disadvantage. Nonetheless, the raw power encoded within Goten's genes ensured he was a worthy opponent against One For All. Izuku's commitment to his training was unwavering, which bore a striking resemblance to the level of discipline characteristic of Goten's father, Goku. Izuku was gradually mastering control over his recently inherited superpower known as One For All. Izuku Midoriya was the 9th individual to take up the mantle of this super powerful quirk, which had been given to him by Toshinori Yagi, better known as All Might, who had formerly been revered as the #1 professional hero. However, a severe injury inflicted during a battle had rendered All Might incapable of maintaining his heroic form. The quirk had to be passed down, as it had numerous times before. It originated from the merging of 2 distinct quirks. The origin began with 2 brothers. The elder brother possessed the power to take any quirk, while the younger appeared to be devoid of any such abilities. The older brother, deciding to impose a quirk upon his younger sibling, bestowed him with the ability to stop Pow powers. However, unbeknownst to both of them, the younger brother already possessed a quirk which permitted him to transfer his power, therefore giving rise to One For All. This quirk had the ability to augment Izuku's strength, agility, and speed to an extent that could pose a challenge to the young Saiyan warrior in battle. However, the question lingered, would Izuku be capable of wielding enough power? At present, Izuku could only consistently use 8% of his power without causing injury to himself. Could he potentially hone control over his abilities enough to use more power during this training session? The two locked eyes and positioned themselves for battle. Izuku initiated the fight with a powerful punch, which landed and sent Goten reeling back. They commenced a ferocious exchange of powerful blows, with Izuku beginning to lose ground. Goten, even at his base form, posed a significant challenge to Izuku as he attempted to channel a mere 8% of his power into specific parts of his body for each attack. Izuku said to himself, "You're losing. You're capable of so much more." With this internal rallying cry, he escalated to full cow at 30%. This amped up the competition substantially. Izuku's punches now landed heavily, inflicting severe damage. Would Goten find a way to recover and turn the tables? Goten pondered, "It's as if this guy just went Super Saiyan. Wait, I can go Super Saiyan too." With that realization, Goten released a tremendous roar and transformed into a Super Saiyan. Following Goten's transformation, the battle reached a fever pitch. They commenced exchanging swift blows. Izuku launched a punch. Goten deftly ducked and swiftly counterattacked. Izuku rapidly recovered and swept Goten off his feet. To Goten's astonishment, Izuku hovered above the ground. Hey, I thought you couldn't fly," Goten shouted with a grin. "I didn't realize I could," responded Izuku. "Do you want me to land? It doesn't seem like a fair fight if I remained airborne." Goten chuckled. "No, I think I'll meet you out there." Together they ascended into the air, continuing the thrilling duel without a dominant player emerging. When Izuku swiped at Goten, he dodged the attack and responded with a spectacular arm throw. In a dazzling display of agility, Izuku adjusted his position mid-air, landing on his feet rather than crashing headfirst into the ground. He sprung back into action, soaring towards Goten. In a desperate bid for victory, Izuku powered up and swung at Goten with his full power. His fierce punch connected, hurtling Goten to the ground. However, this victory was cut short as Izuku shrieked in agony. The force of the punch had been too much, resulting in a grave injury to young Midoriya's arm. The high-stakes offensive seemed to have paid off, with Goten now sprawled on the ground, barely moving. Standing with a broken arm, Izuku asked, "Did I win? Are you okay?" Just as he began to approach the dazed Saiyan, he was repelled by an incredible surge of power. Goten leveled up, now transformed into a Super Saiyan Blue. A greatly incensed Goten retaliated by firing volleys of ki blasts at Izuku, all of which he expertly dodged. In a burst of anger, Goten powered up his Kamehameha and shot it towards Izuku. Izuku met the force of the blast with a Detroit smash, which deflected the ki beam but resulted in breaking his other arm. The impact of these clashing forces was enough to send both combatants sprawling onto the ground. Goten recovered first, closely followed by Izuku. Neither was ready to admit defeat, but in his present battered state, Izuku was not fit for further combat. He fell to his knees, conceding defeat. It was at this point that Goku and All Maight interceded to stop the intense sparring. Goku rushed to his son and said with joy, "You did it, Super Saiyan Blue!" All Maight assisted Izuku to his feet, stating, "Do you comprehend the magnitude of your achievement today?" Izuku looked puzzled. All Might continued, "The being you sparred with comes from a different universe and is part alien. He's extra-dimensional, and entities from his world possess the power to obliterate entire planets with minimal effort. You didn't just hold your own against him, you pushed him to new heights." Goku then threw a sensu beam to Izuku. Izuku ate the beam, and instantly his health was restored. Observing his son's sparring partner completely healed, Goku asked, "Are you ready for round 2? With an intensely competitive gleam in their eyes, Izuku and Goten said together, "You bet we are." Now, Goten was clearly the stronger fighter in this scenario. However, power scaling in each fictional universe is different, so the outcome of any crossover battle will ultimately come down to the writers. Well, thanks for taking the time to watch us. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more crazy what-if scenarios. Also, share in the comments other matchups you would like to see. Thanks and goodbye for now.